Oh, they are draining the swamp, all right. So President Donald Trump, he just fired several staffers from his National Security Council. And this is right after far-right activist Laura Loomer visited the Oval Office and presented Trump with research she had on staffers, pushing him to fire them. Now, of course, this got liberals really mad. They're foaming at the mouth. I mean, they're mad because the president talked to Laura Loomer? Sounds like she's hitting some nerves in all the right places. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because whether you like Laura Loomer or not, the real story is that some staffers just weren't aligned with the president's mission. So, I don't know. Good riddance, right? I mean, the president knows the real keepers. In fact, with regard to immigration, Trump just showed off the design of his administration's brand new $5 million gold card to reporters aboard Air Force One. So the idea is to begin selling gold cards that would feature green card privileges plus to legal immigrants who can afford it. And so basically they're effectively revamping the backlogged and the cumbersome EB-5 visa program. And again, Trump and his team, they know what they're doing because while they're inviting these immigrants who can actually bring value to the country, they're also getting rid of all of those who are destroying our nation. So just recently, Vice President J.D. Vance reiterated that their administration is standing by its decision to invoke the Alien Enemies Act in order to deport members of Tren Aragua and also to remove Abrigo Garcia, who's a Salvadorian national who is alleged to be an MS-13 member. Now, Democrats are just outraged by the deportation of Garcia, but for Vance, they do the American people's business by deporting illegal immigrants with lengthy criminal records. Now, of course, let's not forget about President Trump's recent Liberation Day tariffs, okay? Enough with our so-called allies taking advantage of our generosity. So like Vance said, Americans will reap the benefits of the economy as the Trump administration makes a big transition on tariffs. Now, Democrats, they're going crazy over the Dow Jones dropping like 1,600 points on Thursday, another like 22, maybe 24, 2,300 points on Friday, just a day after President Donald Trump announced reciprocal tariffs against nations charging imports. Now, I'm not going to lie, that did hurt. Anybody check their portfolio lately? Now, of course, J.D. Vance was as cool as a cucumber when he was asked about it. He said that they're feeling good, since he thought that in some ways it could be worse in the markets because this is a big transition. But, with the tariffs being announced, American companies are actually taking center stage again. So right after Trump's tariff announcement, Ford announced a brand new initiative called From America for America. Now, it's pretty straightforward too. American consumers will have access to Ford's employee pricing from April 3rd through June 2nd. So way below dealer invoice price. I mean, we're talking savings of possible like thousands of dollars on a vehicle, at least according to Ford. So yeah, I cannot wait to get into that. I mean, I can't be the only one who would love to get a new car, right? Let me know if anybody else is interested in getting a new car. Comment down below. But stay right there, you guys. We got a lot more to talk about. And hey guys, I keep getting messages from you guys, comments saying, hey Ron, I keep missing your videos. I keep missing the breaking news. Can you please make sure I get notified? So I've taken care of you guys. All you got to do is hit the link in the description down below this video or in the pinned comment and join the breaking news newsletter. That's it, totally free. So first, let's talk about this, right? The White House just fired 3 NSC people after the president met with far-right activist Laura Loomer. Now, the way CNN is making it sound, it's kind of like they committed treason. Here, check this out.
CNN has learned the White House has fired multiple administration officials after the president met with a well-known far-right activist.
That's right. That activist is Laura Loomer, who you see there in red. She was seen there at the White House yesterday greeting Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. Very much so there. CNN's Elena Treen outside the White House for us. Elena, your sources say Loomer urged Trump to terminate these employees. Can you tell us who they are, why they were let go?
Yeah, she actually went in, I was told, to the West Wing with a list of around a dozen names and urged President Donald Trump to fire them. A lot of this was more about loyalty tests and whether or not these people had the president's best interests at heart, at least from her point of view. Now, this was first reported by the New York Times, but what we've learned since is that the White House has actually moved forward with firing multiple administration officials. At least 3 national security staffers were also on that list. And look, it's interesting because we know that National Security Advisor Michael Waltz, he was actually meeting with the president in the Oval Office before Loomer had entered the West Wing and came in to meet with him. So he ended up staying back, and he was there while she she was doing this, while she was telling him how many of the staffers who served beneath him, including his principal deputy secretary, his deputy secretary, Alex Wong, saying that he was too hawkish, that he wasn't loyal as well. So a very interesting meeting.
But yeah, let me share what really happened. All right. So one of CNN's three sources said that the firings were a direct consequence of Trump's conversation with Loomer, right? But Trump addressed the question directly when asked by reporters. He said, hey, they're always going to have to let go of some people we don't like, or people that take advantage of, or people that may have loyalties to someone else. I mean, it just makes sense, right? So Laura Loomer also explained it on X, saying she woke up that morning to learn that there were still people in and around the West Wing who were leaking to the hostile left-wing media about President Trump's confidential and private meetings in the Oval Office. So what she did was to reiterate how important it is that people who gain access to the White House or to the administration respect the privacy of the conversation with President Trump and his senior staff. I mean, I don't think that she's asking too much, right? I mean, after what happened with Signalgate, we can't have any more leaks in the White House, right? And President Trump doesn't discriminate, as there are at least 3 officials fired, including Brian Walsh. He's a director of intelligence and a previously high-level staffer for Marco Rubio when he was on the Senate Intelligence Committee, and Thomas Boudry. He's a senior director for legislative affairs, and David Feith. He's a senior director with authority over national security and technology. Now, these are some pretty high-level positions, aren't they? At least 2 junior staffers have also been fired. Now, according to an official, Laura Loomer, she went to the White House and presented them with her research and with her evidence. So it wasn't just hearsay. She actually had evidence here. And that during the meeting in the Oval Office, Laura Loomer was irritated that neocons had slipped through the vetting procedure of administration positions. Now, I know Laura Loomer doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of fans, but for me, I mean, you don't have to like somebody for them to be right about traitors in your ranks, right? I mean, just drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys are feeling what I'm saying here. Hit the like button and definitely consider subscribing to the channel. I totally love to have you a part of our family here. Hey, by the way, guys, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. Now, on the topic of keeping the right people around, I mean, we have President Trump unveiling the $5 million gold card for rich migrants. Here, check this out. It's got his face on it and everything. Watch.
$5 million. For $5 million, this could be yours. That was the first of the cards. You know what that card is?
Gold card.
It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
Me.
Who's the second?
I don't know, but I'm the first buyer. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks, probably. Pretty exciting, right?
You ready for some questions?
Anybody want to buy one?
I mean, honestly, I get the logic here. You want to come to America? Great. Prove you're an asset and not a burden. Or prove you're an asset and not a liability. I like that one even better. So what President Trump is doing here is just putting value back on citizenship. Sounds pretty cool to me, right? I mean, the left is mad because he's making immigration elite again. But the American people agree. Like, no more handouts. You got to invest in this country. Am I right, guys? So basically, these gold cards will be a green card, privileges plus for deep-pocketed foreigners. So a revamp of the EB-5 visa program, which gives foreign nationals who have invested about $1 million into the United States a means of obtaining a green card. So that makes it different from a visa in that it grants permanent residency to non-citizens and it creates a pathway to citizenship, a legal pathway, mind you. And unlike certain visas that lock foreigners into certain specific workplaces, like I think those H-1B visas tend to do that, these green cards would give migrants flexibility to choose where they work. And this revamp of the EB-5 system, it really simplifies the process and it drops preferences for foreigners to invest in rural or high unemployment areas. In fact, other countries have similar programs in place to attract wealthy migrants. So Trump said he was the first buyer, but wasn't sure who the second buyer was. And he explained that the card will be out in less than 2 weeks, probably. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, he also said before that more than 1,000 gold cards had been sold and over 37 million people have already gotten the means to buy one. In fact, he said that there's a line for EB-5 of 250,000 people right now. 200,000 of these gold green cards at $5 million is $1 trillion to pay down our debt. Good government watchdogs have raised concerns about the gold card system leading to corruption. But according to Vice President J.D. Vance, they're not asking permission. At least that's what I would imagine him saying, because he already refused to ask permission from far left Democrats before they deport dangerous criminals from the United States. So anyway, he talked about this in a recent appearance on Rob Smith Tonight, specifically about the Trump administration's decision to invoke the Alien Enemies Act to deport members of Tren de Aragua and to remove Abrigo Garcia. He's a Salvadorian national who is allegedly a member of the MS-13. Anyway, trying to stay monetized on this video here. So anyway, Democrats are outraged by it, but JD Vance, he just calmly and coolly presents the facts. Back in 2019, an immigration judge looked at all of the evidence, looked at all of the data, and concluded that this allegedly innocent person that they sent to El Salvador was actually a member of an MS-13. He had also committed some traffic violations. He had not shown up for some court dates. This is not exactly the father of the year here. And this is a person that they don't think should be in our country. So really, the bottom line for the vice president is that this was unquestionably an illegal alien. This was unquestionably a person who broke the laws to get into our country. And this is unquestionably a person who an immigration judge had found zero right to be in the United States of America. And so they do not ask for permission from far left Democrats before we deport illegal immigrants. They do the American people's business because this is what we voted for, right? Meanwhile, President Trump assures us that the country is going to boom because of his latest tariffs. Here, watch.
Just in, Fox News alert President Trump on his way to Florida stopped to take a question on tariffs on the way to Marine One and said this.
I think it's going very well. It was an operation, like when a patient gets operated on, and it's a big thing. I said this would exactly be the way it is. We have $6 or $7 trillion coming into our country, and we've never seen anything like it. The markets are going to boom, the stock is going to boom, the country is going to boom, and the rest of the world wants to see, is there any way they can make a deal? They've taken advantage of us for many, many years. For many years, we've been at the wrong side of the ball, and I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be unbelievable. The thing that people have to talk about, we're up almost to $7 trillion of investment coming into our country, and you'll see how it's going to turn out. Our country's going to boom.
I mean, the way I see it, we've been getting ripped off by other countries for decades, right? I mean, seriously. Finally, someone has the guts to start to level the playing field. To Trump, I say, let it boom, right? Because say what you want about our president, but the man knows how to play economic hardball. Bottom line, tariffs equals leverage. I mean, you don't see the other countries just voluntarily walking away from the tariffs that they had in place, right? So yeah, let's bring manufacturing back to America. Vice President J.D. Vance, he also took the question on in his appearance on Rob Smith Tonight. Side note, you guys notice how the president and vice president have done more interviews and have answered more questions in their 2 months in office than Biden and Kamala Harris did the whole 4 years? Now, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it sure does feel like it, doesn't it? I mean, it feels like we actually have a White House working for us again, I'd say. But yeah, so going back to what we were talking about. So JD Vance, he said that it's going to be Americans that will reap the benefits of the economy as the Trump administration makes a big transition on tariffs. And he said it's kind of like a patient who was very sick. They did the operation and now it's time to make the patient better again. And this is exactly what we're doing, because for JD Vance, American economic policy has rewarded people who ship jobs overseas. It's taxed our workers, it's made our supply chains more brittle, and it's also made our country less prosperous, less free, less secure. Plus, the national security of manufacturing and making the things that we need, from steel to pharmaceuticals, antibiotics, and so forth. And also the good jobs that are coming along when you have economic policies that reward investing in America rather than investing in foreign countries. I mean, don't those all sound like great things that can come out of this, right? So for the vice president, it's just one bad day in the stock market. He predicts that we're going to have a booming stock market for a long time because of all the reinvesting in the United States of America that we're doing. I mean, already From America is capitalizing on the America First momentum and offering potentially thousands of dollars in discounts through their From America for America initiative. Now, during this period, shoppers will be able to save on 2024 and 2025 hybrid models, plug-in hybrid diesels, gas-powered Ford and Lincoln vehicles. Electric vehicle shoppers through Ford's Power Promise would also receive a complimentary home charger and standard installation through June 30th. As Ford said, For 121 years, they've put their money where their mouth is, assembling vehicles that Americans rely on and supporting American jobs. So they're proud to announce a new U.S. initiative that's more than just a promotion. It's a handshake deal with every American. And at the end of the day, it's really just that, putting America first and making America great again. Right, guys? Drop a quick comment down below. Let's get a conversation started more about this. Anyway, appreciate you guys hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you next time.